What's up, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful episode of the Caffeinated Photog. And today, I kind of want to talk about something that's been kind of on my mind for quite a bit, actually. And it's something that I've been trying to make this podcast, or this episode particularly, for a while now. But life's been crazy lately, so it's been pretty hard for me to get back on track creating all these podcasts and all these episodes and whatnot. But finally, I'm able to do this. I'm able to touch on this specific subject that I think that a lot of people will listen to this and then be like, oh, that makes sense. Or I might just be talking complete gibberish and you guys get to just laugh at my ridiculousness and realize how terrible I am with public speaking. Okay, I'm not terrible, but I'm not the best. I'm definitely not the best, but doing these podcasts and doing more YouTube videos, it definitely does help quite a bit. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there a little bit more. I'm starting to put more of my personality out there, but that's beside the point. Today's topic is social media and how it's such a double-edged sword for all creatives, not just photogs, but for all creatives. It is a wonderfully terrible thing, if that makes sense. Again, double-edged sword, so yeah, totally. Today's episode, I needed just a little bit extra kick to wake me up in the morning. So my mom bought me some energy drinks. Well, actually, let me rewind. My mom bought my dad some energy drinks for him to go to work. He didn't like them, so they ended up giving them to me, which is perfect for today's episode because it is the Monster Java. What is this? Loca Mocha coffee. I'm gonna be honest. I normally don't drink Monster coffee, at all. I like certain Monster energy drinks, specifically the rehabs. Not a fan of the coffee ones because they're usually really too sweet. This one right here this falls in that really sweet category. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I opened this up about, 20 minutes ago, and I'm having a hard time trying to finish it. It's like about right here, so it's a struggle. But I'm gonna finish it, and I need to get this. I need the energy. I need this so I can get through all my projects that I got planned for today. So, cheers. Ooh. Hopefully it'll make me loca mocha. I'm not awake yet. I'm sorry for that joke. I am so sorry. All right. Hold on. I should probably put my phone on silent because I don't want anybody calling me. Right now, the dogs are sleeping, which is a surprise because every time I do one of these podcasts, they're usually in the background barking, attacking each other. I mean, you've all heard the previous episodes. Like you are very well aware. And if you haven't heard any of the previous episodes, please subscribe either on Spotify or YouTube, and check some of them out. That's going to help me out a lot, especially as I keep doing this more and more and more. And I would appreciate it. Social media. Social media is such a wonderful and such a terrible thing. Like I was saying, it's very much a double-edged sword. I remember back in the early days of YouTube, right around the time when sketch comedy was big, I was watching the Whitest Kids You Know. I was watching Derek Comedy, and I remember growing up on those sketch shows or sketch groups, thinking to myself, "Holy hell, that's what I want to do. I want to create just skits. I want to create short films. I want to do all the things, and I want to get internet famous." And I had that mentality, for the longest time, and then, David Dobrik and the Vlog Squad were a thing, and I was like, oh, I could still create funny stuff, but do it in a vlog style. So I started my YouTube journey with that. Actually, no. Pause. That's a lie. I started my YouTube journey in a very niche market of reviewing pomade videos because I am the Rockabilly Buddha, and it just made sense. My my alter ego, my alter ego was Slick McTrick. Yeah, yeah, that was given to me by this group of guys who I used to hang out with. Haven't talked to them in a very long time. Wonder how they're doing. But it was like straight out of high school. I was really into the rockabilly scene, and one of the guys was like, "I gotta come up with a nickname for you because I mean you're chill as hell and you're cool. I'm gonna call you Slick McTrick." And that stuck with me for the longest time. In fact, you can find my gamer tag on a couple of things like Xbox or PlayStation, Steam. I don't play very many games online, but I might throw down every now and then. But yeah, so I took that persona originally, and I wanted to do more rockabilly stuff. I wanted to review pomades, and I literally tried every pomade that was out there at the time. The pomade scene was getting bigger, the rockabilly scene was getting bigger, and it was pretty cool. I didn't have a huge following from it, but I had quite a few videos that did get fairly noticed. A lot of interaction, and it was cool. It was definitely cool. Like the scene, but I grew out of it. It just wasn't something that I was really passionate about after a while. Then I got into vlogging, like I said. Um, Vlogging, I just wanted to create a story. I wanted to showcase what my life was about. Even though my life wasn't glamorous by no means, I wanted to show my life and how much I was happy in it and how proud I was. And it was fun until I got into photography. And once I got into photography, I started realizing, oh shit, this is my calling. This is what I am wanting in life, like I'm good at it. And I wanted to just keep pursuing it. So I started making videos about behind the scenes stuff, still kind of trying to incorporate that vlog style, which, if you haven't seen my channel, Rockabilly Buddha, I do a lot of vlogs, I do a lot of BTS. I also do some like review videos as well. Again, trying to make it vlog style as much as possible because I really very much like the realness of vlogging. And I try to keep it 100 on all my videos because, that's just who I am and that's how I always, strive to be. Here's the thing. As I was finding my niche, as I was finding my rhythm, in the early stages of, the new revamped Rockabilly Buddha channel, I I really got caught in the whole hype of my pictures need to be, liked over a certain amount of times. My videos, I gotta get my views up. I need to figure out how to get my views up. I need to figure out all the shit. And, you know, whenever I had a video that reached over 1,000 views, I really would get that dopamine rush. I would get that, like, yeah, I'm doing it. I got this. I'm gonna be famous. But in reality, it was just a good video, and people liked it and interacted with it. And then immediately the next week when I posted a video and it only got 90 views, that dopamine rush that I hit just vanishes. It just was like, oh, you're not as good as you thought you were. And that would hit hard, you know. And that's what social media as a creator does to people. You get so caught up in the things that you think are going to be good, and when they don't turn out the way that you want, you take it almost personally. And it sucks because, like, you want to put out all this content, you want to create something for people to be able to relate to, or people to, learn about something, and when you don't feel like they get that reaction that you were intending for that, like, it hits so hard, you know. And that's where the double-edged sword comes into play, and for a lot of creatives, and I hear this from a lot of my like modeling friends, burlesque dancers, musicians. I hear this all the time from them when they say that their work doesn't seem like it's getting noticed. It's social media, because in this day and age, we all assume that our value and our talent is heavily attached to a number. And if that number isn't high enough, then maybe we're not good. And that is so wrong. That is further from the truth, you know? In reality, we are talented, but not every artist, even pre internet, pre social media, not every artist always made 100. And then scored 100. I'm sorry. Not every artist scored a perfect 100 score. Not every artist got noticed, you know, fast. It's In fact, there's quite a few people who haven't got recognized for their talents until much later in life. Like, yes, there are several instances where like a band blows up in when they're like early 20s, or an actor gets picked up from like, I don't know, like a high school or younger, but those are rare instances, and not everybody is lucky. There's quite a few people who don't really truly make their big break until much later in life. Social media is crazy, because like there's just the modern age is just so much information constantly thrown at you, and the majority of people consume it within seconds. And if it doesn't catch their attention, they just keep swiping, because that is how it works nowadays. And even though somebody may like your photos, that doesn't mean that nobody likes your photos. Like, let me rephrase that. Sorry, that was. I swear I know how to word. I swear. Even though not very many people seen your work, that does not mean that you are not good. It's just so easy to constantly swipe up, swipe over some stuff, and if there is something that somebody does see, and they forgot about it, or they just were, I don't know, there's so many excuses out there, but it's just, what I'm trying to get at is that as creatives, we gotta stop relying so hard on the numbers that our content is producing, our content is reaching. Like, yes, it is good to know, especially if you are on like a 100% content creator, because then you start turning everything into a business. And yeah, you do have to start kind of learning market analysis in a way, reading data, figuring out what works, what doesn't, obviously, but that's because that's a job at that point. So, yes, in that sense, it makes sense. However, if you're doing it as a hobby, much like myself, those numbers don't really matter. If you're doing it just for the art, those numbers don't matter. Like, yes, it's such a good feeling when you have a photo blow up, or you're getting featured on a popular page. Such a good feeling. But honestly, it's just you know. As a hobbyist, it's more important to do it for the love of creating than it is to do it for, I don't know, popularity. Yeah, yeah, because if it's not a business for you, if it's not your full time gig, then yeah, at that point you're only just doing it just to be popular, and that's not good. You should never go into anything, any creative field, in the hopes to become popular. That's not why I got into photography. And that's also why I stopped doing photography, professionally, because it caused so much burnout. And I'm just not about that anymore. Like, I can't do that. And social media plays a huge factor into that burnout because it took a lot of joy from creating. Okay, now, that was quite a bit of the negative stuff, but what about the positive stuff? Yes, the positive stuff. Now, social media has made a lot of people very famous or has connected people to each other that you would have never thought would ever be connected. And it is in that aspect that I think social media is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. Perfect example, I have friends in the burlesque scene, and never really branched out with meeting people in the burlesque community. But recently, more and more people from the scenes have been asking me to do photos for their shows. And this is something that, if you would have asked me this last year, I would have said, no, I don't have any desire. But honestly, now that I have been getting approached by other people via Instagram, via, you know, Facebook, I'm like, I'm honored. I'm like, wow, yeah, let's do this, because it's fun. I'm meeting some creative people who really enjoy my work and want me to capture moments for them. And I'm able to build my portfolio more, and I just get to be creative. And being able to capture photos for other people so that way they can share on their social media, so that way it gets my name out there even more. It's a good feeling. It really is a good feeling. And I know we're not all supposed to be doing this for exposure, but again, as a creative, as an artist, I don't mind doing that, because it's so fun. Granted, that doesn't mean every gig that I work is going to be free or trade, because I don't intend to do that on everyone. But for now, I just like creating. I like meeting people, especially if the vibes are right. And these people would have never really looked at my portfolio or my accounts if they didn't know my work. Like if they didn't see proof through social media or through a friend's social media, they would have never known how good I was. But the fact that I've been doing this more and more, it's kind of nice. Like, I always thought it was such a good feeling when somebody reaches out to me and they're like, "Hey, I love your work. Let's work together." Like, that is a truly, truly amazing feeling. Same thing with this podcast. Like, I was blown away because there's a few people who do listen to this, and I know on YouTube there's like what, 4 subscribers. I don't know exactly how much it is on Spotify because I haven't seen that in a minute, but it's nice to know that people are watching my content, they are looking at my photos, and they are inspired and they love what I have to say and they love my videos and all this stuff. And even though it's not a lot, it's these people who want to establish a connection and want to, just, I guess, be friends. And it's crazy because a lot of these people are internet friends. And there's been a few people who have said that they have listened to my podcast and really liked what I had to say, and it is so inspiring. It lets me know that there's an audience out there for somebody, and everybody has a story to tell, and I'm telling mine. And in this case, with this channel specifically, it's about photography related and how it has affected me or how it has influenced me with my art. And it's I'm having fun. I am having fun being able to create, even though I haven't been able to create as much as I want to. It is nice hearing from people who you weren't expecting to hear from. Like, people are actually like, "You're pretty good. I like your stuff. You're pretty inspiring. You doing you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am. Thank you for your support." And these aren't thousands of people. These aren't, people all over the world. A lot of them are local people who are just listening. And sometimes that's way more important than having somebody from Australia who, likes your stuff. Because, like, I don't know. There's just something about it. I can't explain it. A local person who you know or who you have the opportunity to meet and pick their brain, to me, is a little slightly better than somebody from Australia. Granted, when I do get comments on some of my videos from a random place, it is pretty nice too. Because that does happen every now and then. But yeah, like social media is so powerful in the terms of networking, in the terms of growing your business, if that is what your ultimate goal is. And social media is just fun just to do you. And that's what a lot of people, especially in the beginning, forget, that you have to worry about yourself, you have to worry about your mentality, because if you let all these stats get to you, if you're not 100% trying to do this as a business, if you let these stats get to you, it's going to mess you up mentally. I know. I've been there. And that's when you have to step back. That's when you have to pause and be like, I can't really interact with anybody right now. Or I can't create right now. Or I just want to chill, you know? And that's okay. If you are doing this as a hobby, nobody is going to blame you from stepping back and being like, yeah, just not feeling it. That's when you got to step away. Social media will always be there. The people who love your stuff will always support you. And when you get back, they'll appreciate it even more. Because at the end of the day, like I always say, if you're not doing it right, that's not what I say. Oh my God, what do I say? If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And that is the God honest truth. Or universe honest truth. Whatever you believe in, truth. Man, this is disgusting. I'm almost done. I'm having a hard time trying to finish it though. Social media is crazy. And it's always changing. There's always going to be a bigger and better TikTok, better Instagram, better Facebook. There's going to be new algorithms. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that you have to learn, you have to adapt to grow yourself, but also don't forget who you are. Don't forget why you got into being an artist, no matter what avenue you are part of, be it music, fashion, art, photography, any of that stuff. Never forget who you are, but also keep going. Keep making work for yourself, because the stuff that you are putting out there on Facebook, on Instagram, in the universe, people are watching. And even though if it's not a lot of people, somebody is watching, and I can guarantee that you are inspiring somebody today. Oop, I just hit the mic. I guarantee that you are going to inspire somebody today. All you gotta do is just make it for yourself, and somebody will love it. It doesn't matter how many, honestly. Social media is weird, dude. Social media can do wonders when it comes to making a name for yourself or, making money. But it also has its bad things that can affect you mentally. I guess it's a balance at the end of the day on how you use it. Because at the end of the day, social media, no matter if you're just using it for art or trying to grow your business, social media is a tool. And you have to remember that it is a tool and not a way of life. It is meant for you to just put yourself out there in a limited form and inspire other people. Alright everybody, well with that being said, I want to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. Share it out if this is one of the videos that has inspired you. And You know, and follow me on all the things on Instagram, YouTube, Rockabilly Buddha. You can follow me on TikTok. I don't really post that much photo stuff on TikTok, but still follow me because I think I'm kind of funny. And yeah, I will catch you all on the next one. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Thank you. Stay creative.